We're speaking about an initiative that combines the opportunity to grow facial hair. It involves stag and and awareness. What are these things? Well, we'll be speaking with Shehann Caruth about the Stag Beard Challenge. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, and thanks for having me.
Now, normally, I don't really have that much facial hair. We'll see if coming up to the end of the month, whether or not people will be seeing me on my silver glory. But what is the Stag Beer Challenge about?
Basically, the Stag Beer Challenge is an initiative by the brand to raise awareness for prostate cancer. All right, awareness and funds, because what we've noticed is that prostate cancer is one of the least funded cancers in the country. How did Stag really get involved? Basically, Stag being a man's beer, we felt that we had an obligation to our consumers and to the men of Trinidad and Tobago to help improve the quality of their life. Right? When we really dove into the statistics, Trinidad and Tobago has the 4th highest mortality rate for prostate cancer in the world. Right? Also, when you look at mortality rates, the mortality rate of men with prostate cancer is twice as high as women with breast cancer. However, on the inverse, the early detection rates of men with prostate cancer is twice as low as the women with breast cancer. So it was evident that the major issue is awareness and early detection. So we developed a program or an initiative where we can actually raise awareness via a social campaign, via social media, and also raise funds. So it's quite simple. Basically, you post a picture on Facebook or Instagram or a video using the hashtag #StagBeerChallenge, hashtag accepted. And for every post, Stag will donate $1. On top of that, we have already committed $50,000 towards early screening and detection of prostate cancer in Trinidad and Tobago, something that no other corporate entity has done specific to prostate cancer. At the end, basically, it starts on November 1st, which is tomorrow, and ends on November 30th. We hope that on the 30th, we could have $100,000 all dedicated towards the early detection and screening of prostate cancer.
Now, laughing, I said myself, possibly there's something that we could jump in on in terms of taking the challenge, going through, because taking the challenge is one thing, but actually saying, okay, well, yes, I'm going for screening, that is something
exactly
else. And you see the current Prime Minister, he was actually talking about it,
right.
saying, is people love the idea of having a macho man.
Exactly.
And macho man don't do them things.
We know men are naturally very proud. I think it's a cultural thing for Trinidad as well. Our intention is to change conversation and it's to change behavior. It is not specifically about growing the beard. The reason it's called the Stag Beard Challenge is because we all know the beard is a symbol of masculinity, and we all know the effects of chemotherapy and cancer on the body and mind. Essentially, you lose your hair, right? The fact that we call it the Stag Beard Challenge is to make some sort of icon out of the beard, to say that we want to protect that beard. We want to protect our men. We want to protect our fathers, our husbands, our brothers. That is why it's called the Stag Beard Challenge. But a woman can take the challenge by posting a picture or taking a video saying, I have accepted the challenge to support.
And so, yes, you've spoken about the amount of money, but are there numbers that you have hoped for in terms of the amount of people who will accept the challenge itself?
We have not had numbers. I mean, the more, the better. What we do know is that, for example, I don't have the exact figures, but the number of people that screen in, I mean, compared to breast cancer is half. If you could get more people into the conversation, then essentially we'll get more people screening. And that's the intention. So
in terms of, yes, you said you put aside money for screening, but are there for specific areas that people are to go to get screened, or is it general across the board? All
right, so when we conclude and tally the final figures at the end of November, all proceeds will be given to the Trinidad and Tobago Cancer Society. They will then issue a notice on when and where people can come in to get screened.
I was wondering, how is it going to tie in? And I'm glad that you raised the fact that it is not specifically about the beard, as opposed to having a symbol, and many people say the symbol is the site of the struggle.
Right.
So coming out of this, what are some of the things that you really hope that we take on as a sustained kind of actual belief system, kind of paradigm shift, whatever?
It's basically changing. I ideally want to be able to change the way men see themselves, right? You hit the nail on the head earlier, and you said that traditionally men must be seen as macho, and but men, before we added the whole topic of gender, we're all human, right? So it's all about changing the conversation, making it easier for men to share emotion, or easier for men to see their health as just as important as any other aspect of their life. Because we've lost a lot of fathers, we've lost brothers, and those things impact the society at large. About changing the conversation.
I'm wondering if we can actually have a space, or how do we create spaces where we have these conversations? Because many times people say, okay, well, you can have these conversations in the rum shop, the bar, social gatherings.
Yeah.
People were talking about the sanctity of the barber salon.
The barber shop.
But no, it's a salon.
A salon.
So in terms of like, there are a lot more females in that space. So where do we go? Where are these safe spaces where people can be, where men can be more than men, can be human?
Well, it's a bit of a paradox as well. I think what we've noticed, me being a millennial, is that social media is almost a safe place to say what you want, right? We have developed a call to action as well with this campaign throughout the month, where we ask people who have accepted the challenge to tell us why, right? So that is also a start. Let's have the conversation where you feel comfortable. It might be at your desk, it might be on your phone, on your mobile. Let's start the conversation, and hopefully the conversation will then filter into the barber shops, filter into the rum shops, because we need to have the conversation. Somebody needs to start the conversation, and Stag wants to start that conversation.
Where can we get some more of these figures, the figures that you're talking about? Because I think when people see the numbers and it just kind of smacks them in the face, they'll be like, no, boy, this is something I need to look at a little more seriously.
Yes. The Trinidad and Tobago Cancer Society, and of course the Elizabeth Commoner Registry, right? They have helped us basically understand these statistics before we actually develop the initiative. So definitely the Cancer Society of Trinidad and Tobago will have all the stats that you need.
Contact information, where some of the sites, the social media platforms that we can go and see what's the progress, see what we are helping to raise.
Basically, the three platforms that we will be activating on is Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Our Facebook account name is Stag Beer. Instagram and Twitter is @Stagamansbeer. Syntax
is increasing. At the same time, you have this initiative that is happening. How do you equate both of them?
Well, again, this initiative is basically about awareness, right? I think let's not forget or get too caught up with all the macro and micro economics that are happening. We have a far greater cause, a far greater issue, and that is saving lives.